Hello food fans, we're going to have a delicious meal today, something that came from the Depression era, the 1930s, 1940s, and it was considered to be a luxurious, wonderful, tasty, delightful meal for people who did not have the means to have porterhouse steaks or whatever was more fancy. Going to have some tuna and going to have some cream corn. And I've given the basic recipe for this before, but I'll be adding a couple of secret ingredients probably. And I'll also have pasta in the mix, and I will have some saltine crackers. This is going to be good. You'll like it, and you'll find you can make a really delicious, low-cost meal that you can have either for a big lunch or a big supper. So let's get started. The water is boiling. I'm going to put in 3 kinds of pastas. I'm going to put in salad shells. This is not going to be a salad exactly. And rigatoni. And I will also put in some angel hair spaghetti. 3 kinds of pasta in here into the boiling water. I have lots and lots of pasta in there. I'm cooking for 1. If you're cooking for more than 1, you'll need 2 cans of tuna, 2 cans of cream corn, cream style corn, and as much pasta as is comfortable for your appetite. And remember, there is a lot more food to add to this dish before we are done. I will let the water boil the pasta for about 7 minutes. That's the way I like it. I don't like the pasta to be too soggy. You might want to let it cook for 10 or 15 minutes, depends on your taste. But I'm going to let that continue to boil for a while. Then I will drain the water and we will add more ingredients. The pasta is the consistency that I like. I'm going to add the tuna. This costs about 79 cents a can at either Aldi or Kroger. And I think it's about a 6-ounce can. Might be 5 and change. And I'll put the tuna in there. And something that you might not know, with this dish you can use tuna, you can use salmon, you could use pork, you could use beef. You could use ham. And what I'm going to do is spread the tuna out here. And we have the tuna in there, spread out. And I'm spreading out the creamed corn over the top, like that. And I will add the first of the secret ingredients. I think the only other secret ingredient I'll have will probably be the dessert. And chop up a little bit of a Roma tomato on top of the creamed corn, which is on top of the tuna, which is on top of the pasta. So this will be very, very delicious. We'll put the entire tomato in there. And after all the tomato is there, I'll put about 3/4 of one of these packages of the saltine crackers crumbled up on top. And you can put this into the oven if you want to, condition so that it's browned on top, but I like it just like this. Plus, I will put in some cheese crackers. And there's the finished product. Time to eat. This looks good, and I know it's good. I'm going to turn this handle around that direction. I've had this particular meal probably once a month at least over the past 50 years or so, and I have had it with pork and with beef and with salmon, and it is always good. Anytime you hear that a recipe is something from the Depression years, take note, it's probably pretty good. I'm going to begin with just a big spoonful of the everything here, the noodles, the corn, the tuna, the tomatoes, cracker crumbs, cheese crackers. Delicious taste. My mom got this recipe from a lady she knew, Mrs. McShane in Hammond, Indiana. This is very, very delicious. 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 Certainly lower cost than dining even in a fast food restaurant. I'll talk a little bit about the world of entertainment, show business. One of the ways to get in. When I worked as a movie extra, I knew hundreds of movie extras who worked in Southern California. And I knew their stories about how they became extras. At least 4 of the people I knew who worked regularly as extras, who made their living that way, they started off by being in a gymnasium working out when a movie crew came along to do some scenes in the gym, and they wanted background people. And 2 of the fellows I knew were brothers, and they worked out as boxers in gymnasium shots in movies, and the other 2 were more or less professional athletes who did work on the side as movie extras, and they would work not only in gymnasium, boxing, physical type scenes. They would work with tuxedos or being someone walking down the street in the background. Excuse me while I eat some food here. Try this. I cannot imagine you not liking this particular meal. If you have a can of cream corn and a can of tuna and a box of saltines, you're pretty well set to make it just about any time. I'll tell you a little bit about how movies come into being, how they get the money for movies to produce a film. They have various film festivals. Like the Sundance Film Festival. Now what the filmmaker does, he or she does not start off by making a film and then taking it to Sundance. They start out making the trailer for the film. Like if you're doing a Frankenstein film, You do about a 3-minute, 4-minute trailer. You show some of the scenes of what's going to happen in the film, but you haven't really made the film yet. You're just using all your pre-production money to make the trailer. And one other thing. In addition to the trailer, you have your poster. You make the poster before you make the movie. And at the festival where you are showing your trailer and your poster, you talk with people who represent theaters, and some of them might be people from Germany who have access to 50 theaters in Germany. Someone else is from Spain, they have 50 theaters in Spain. Someone else is from Norway, they've got a bunch of theaters. And they buy from you, they put up some money, they say, let me show that movie when it comes out, and I will get all of the profits, all of the box office from Germany. Okay, you're giving me some money to start with. You're giving me $50,000. That gets me started. I'll make the movie, and then you can have the profits from Germany, and then you can have the profits from Spain. You can have the profits from Norway. And you raise money that way. If you look at IMDb, the Internet Movie Database site, and you start studying the different movies that have come out, you'll see they might spend $50 million making a movie that makes a profit of box office income of $10 million. Somebody's losing some money, or somebody could be fudging the numbers a bit. This food is so delicious. Thank you to all my new subscribers. And thank you to my old subscribers. Old meaning you've been with me here at this channel for a long time. Time for a beverage. When a movie is released, they keep track of the ticket sales, the box office. And as a general rule, this is a rule that has many exceptions, but generally speaking, when a film comes out, half of the box office receipts go to the theater that is showing the movie, and half go to the production company. And the way they do that, film production company makes a deal with a theater or a theater chain, says, okay, we're going to let you have this blockbuster summer release. We're going to release it first day of June. Or maybe they release it July 4th weekend. But they make a deal with the theater. The first week, we, the production company, we get 70%, and you, the theater, you get 30%. And the theater says, sure, sounds good, 30% of a huge opening, box office opening, because we will also be selling lots of popcorn. The second week comes along, the movie's still a big hit. And the guarantee for the theater owner goes up a little bit, the profit. So instead of getting 30% and the production company getting 70, now it's 35 and 65. Then the third week comes along, the fourth week, fifth week, sixth week, and pretty soon the theater is getting a greater percentage of the box office receipts than the production company. But the theater and the production company have lots of other deals going during the slow season, say March or April. Nothing much happening, and maybe it's too cold to go out in March. So the theater agrees to take a movie that will be later determined, to be determined. And the theater says, we'll take this movie for 3 weeks, but you have to guarantee that you're going to give us the Christmas big blockbuster release. And there's big money in movies. This probably would serve 2 people. I have a big appetite. There are a lot of healthful ingredients in this. I'm sure the saltines have way too much sodium. But I think if you serve this as a special dish, special occasion, invite some good friends over, nobody's going to complain about the taste. This is good. Also in movies, we'll talk about M and E. M and E. M and E in movies is music and effects. If you make a movie and the actors speak English in the movie, you want to be able to sell that to the Italian market, the Japanese market, other markets where people are not fluent in English. What you do is you provide a copy of the movie that has the music and the effects. For example, if there's a car chase, car wreck, all that sound is there in the movie, but the dialogue is all gone. So the movie can be looped. And looping means you go into a sound stage and you speak in whatever language you speak. You watch the actor's lips moving on screen and you have them speak in a different language. There have been movies that have grossed more than $1 billion worldwide, and as Senator Everett Dirksen once noted, you spend $1 billion here and you spend $1 billion there, and pretty soon you're talking real money. I think it's safe to say that most major studio productions lose money. At least on paper. A colorful meal. Thank you for joining me today. This is good food. To keep this from being too long, what I will do is reveal our dessert. And it is a pudding cup. We would have had pudding in the Depression, but not the pudding cup. That's a recent invention, recent relatively. Also going to have a graham cracker with the pudding. And that is a good dessert. Graham crackers have a special flavor. Right there. We'll tear back this little guy. We're having chocolate pudding. Chocolate has a great flavor. Whoever invented chocolate did a very nice thing, didn't they? Then I have a little bit of chocolate pudding and a graham cracker. We're coming up close to 30 million views for my channel. Thank you. we're getting close to 300,000 subscribers, so thank you for that. Things are going well for me. I hope the same is true for you. Graham cracker, pudding, tuna noodle. This is like the great taste treats of the Depression era. As much as you might read about how bad things were, I can tell you that I had a lot of aunts and uncles back during the Depression, and visiting with any of them, we were always treated to a delicious meal. Low cost, no steak dinners, but very good food. Very, very good food. Thank you for watching.